Hey everybody over at movies.com. It is the Schmoes No Movie Show. I am Mark.
And I'm Kristian. And Mark, this week we got a big movie coming out, The Hobbit Part 2.
Yeah, and you have Medea's Christmas. Don't forget about that one.
That is true. But in limited release, you have the anticipated movie, American Hustle.
Ooh, Oscar buzz.
Now, because we already did the top 5 fantasy movies for Hobbit, we're going to shift it towards the limited release this week. And I'm okay with that because I want to talk about movies where people get hustled.
Okay, at the risk of upsetting Schmoes, we will talk about our top 5 hustling movies in history. Now, they don't necessarily have to have the word hustle in the title. Maybe one or two will. But these are about a scheme, a con, putting one over on somebody. These are the best in movie history. Kristian, at number 5, I'm going to kick us off with a movie that really influenced my life, especially growing up as a 6th grader that loved playing basketball. White Men Can't Jump.
I love that this movie is in the list because it's not one you'd think right away as a hustle movie, but if you really dissect it, it's an ultimate hustle movie. Woody Harrelson was a college basketball player and he's making some hustles on people on the court, and then he gets hustled, and there's a big thing with the mob. It's a hustle movie.
It was a great movie that had such a fun commentary on race and how sports really conquers everything. Anything else that's going on in anybody else's life, if you have Rosie Perez yelling at you, if you're trying to get out of the projects, it doesn't matter when you're on the court 2-on-2, hustling the king and the duck. Wesley, Woody, two of the best ever.
Yeah, Rosie Perez hustled people saying, "Oh, my voice won't get annoying." All right,
and so she knows her foods that start with the letter Q.
Mark, at number 4, you mentioned that some titles might have the word hustle in it.
Oh.
This one has the first Hustler.
Yeah, The Hustler starring Paul Newman, and there was later the sequel, The Color of Money, that starred Paul Newman as the elder hustler, training Tom Cruise on the pool table. Eric Clapton helped out on that one as well. But yeah, The Hustler is really the one that introduced us to this kind of con man, Paul Newman, and it remains one of the classic hustle films.
Well, Paul Newman seems to get into those hustle movies here and there. What do we got at number 3?
Nice lead-in, because it is Paul Newman and young Robert Redford in The Sting.
What is it about The Sting that makes it the ultimate hustle movie, one of the ultimate hustle movies?
Well, you know, you talk about Wesley and Woody teaming up, and they kind of come from different backgrounds. In this one, you have a young con man, and his partner got killed, and so now he's teaming up with his elder statesman of the con to get back at a criminal banker. Also, a great performance by the one, the only Quint himself, Robert Shaw.
I love like the maneuvering that goes on in a good hustle movie, and this one does that too. It's like the pieces are there. There's a difference between a heist movie and a hustle movie by the way that it's a slippery slope, but it's just still, like, these are the movies I felt were hustling
and
first and foremost.
You're really going to like this comment because The Sting has one of the best scores in movie history.
Love that. All right, so number 2, this movie to me I think is one of the, again, underlooked hustle movies, and that be Catch Me If You Can, the Steven Spielberg directed vehicle with Leonardo DiCaprio, based on the true story of this kid who hustles everyone, makes him think he's an actual pilot.
Yeah.
But, I mean, amongst
other things.
Oh, man.
And it really is called Catch Me If You Can because for the longest time, Agent Hanratty just could not catch this kid. He's chasing him all over the world. The only time he really was able to contact him directly was when he would call Hanratty on Christmas and just to kind of check in and give an update. I love that they kept that in the movie, and it really is a watchable film. It's not the first thing you think of when you think of Spielberg's greatest, but it's really up there, man.
It's close. It's up there, yeah.
Well, it doesn't have dinosaurs in it.
It almost was number 1. Now, I want to be very careful with everybody here. If you haven't seen number 1, I'm going to tell you right now there's a spoiler in this one, so you might want to turn this part of the video off. Number 1 is The Usual Suspects.
Yeah, and it's such a great hustle film, and it's such a great movie in general. And again, because you have to warn people, hey, if you haven't seen it, we don't want to ruin this movie for you, but there is a great hustle within the film.
It's the ultimate hustle, and here's a spoiler, so get ready to turn off the video. The whole time, Kevin Spacey is the dude who's setting them all up, and he pretends that he's a triple guy. And it's the deal throughout it. He's hustling everyone. He hustles the crew. He hustles Chaz Palminteri. He's sitting there. He hustles everyone. Kaiser Soze is the ultimate hustle.
He's got a different walk than what you see in most of the movie.
Right. That's it. That's our list. I know that we left a lot of movies out there that you guys love and enjoy.
Can you count the Ocean's 11 movies? It's
a hustle, but again, it's a heist first and foremost. So we wanted to go with a more hustle first.
Well, Ocean's 12, that was a swindle movie.
Hustle and Flow.
I want my $10 back. Hustle and Flow, great film, yeah.
I mean, again, there's so many movies out there that could be considered, but this was our list. What's your list? Comment down below and tell us, what are the greatest hustle movies of all time?
And make sure you hustle to theaters this weekend because you have The Hobbit 2, The Desolation of Smaug, you have Medea's Christmas, and in limited release, maybe New York and LA, American Hustle, that'll be in a more wider parameters this Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. So check it out. Let us know. For the Schmoes Know Movie Show, I'm Kristian.
And I am Mark. Thanks for watching our top 5 list. We'll try to do better the next time.